Hi guys, it's Cherise from Sher from 2000. Welcome back to another video. In this video, it's a tier list again. So I'll be ranking the Power Ranger theme songs in honor of my birthday theme, which happened to be Power Rangers. So I decided it's probably a lot easier to do a tier list ranking of the theme songs and talk about the overall series because there's like 30 plus series in the span of over 30 years. I don't think I did the math correctly, but either way, there's a lot of seasons of Power Rangers. We'll just say it that way. So I basically have the different images here of the logos for each of the seasons. I know there are seasons that have multiple seasons, or series that have multiple seasons, like Mighty Morphin, and then you have like your Super Samurai and all the super ones over here. So it just made it easier to just basically combine all of them together because it's really we're mainly talking about the theme song, not the series itself. So yeah, I'm gonna get started here. This is my opinion. I'll let you know. I'm gonna try to be as not too much bias as possible because I do have my favorites. So I'm gonna try to be fair here. And like I said, it's my opinion. So you like it, great. If you don't, oh well. So first off, we're gonna start off with iconic. Oh, before we actually start off, I have the ranking here. I'm already getting ahead of myself. I have the ranking here from S to F. Basically, think of it as a school grade. S is like the extra credit, kind of like A plus or whatever. You got your A, you got your B, C, D, F, you failed. Makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to you. Alright, now we can start with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I mean, come on, it's iconic. Everyone knows Mighty Morphin, seasons 1 through 3. I mean, who doesn't like the intro to Mighty Morphin? I think it's awesome. My only thing is, while I do like the visuals and the theme song, I mean, again, rock and roll, very awesome, very badass. Get ready to watch the show here. Some of the sound effects, and I know this because this was like back in the early 90s, some of the sound effects, especially like the whooshing noises, where it's like, it was a little bit distracting to me, personally, but I like some of the other sound effects, like how the Megazords, the Zords, they combine, and the electricity noises and stuff like that. And I mean, go go Power Rangers, do 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 do. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it in A. I mean, it's iconic. Everyone knows the seasons. I honestly like the second season of the opening. That's my personal favorite. I mean, the one that everyone obviously knows is the very first one, where Rita, she comes out of her little dumpster prison, whatever, and then you got Zordon telling Alpha 5 to get 5 teenagers with attitude, and the rest is history. So now we go to Alien Rangers. I always keep forgetting about Alien Rangers. I always keep forgetting about them. Because when I was watching a YouTube compilation of Power Rangers, and Alien Rangers like completely was not even in my radar. I was about to go to Zeo, and I'm like, wait a second, what? And I forgot there's Alien Rangers, and I'm not too familiar with Alien Rangers, but I do not like the theme song. It's definitely an F. It doesn't really roll off the tongue, unlike Mighty Morphin's like go go Power Rangers, do 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 do, go go Power Rangers, you Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This one is like go go Alien Rangers. Like, it doesn't really roll off the tongue. You kind of know what I'm trying to say, and it's very lazy. All it is just basically the Mighty Morphin theme, but insert Alien Rangers. Yay! Okay. Now we're gonna go to Zeo. Honestly, this is a much better example on how to utilize the OG theme, but to make it your own way without being lazy. I'm going to say this a couple times because there are a couple seasons later on where they use the same theme, like the OG theme, for a more modernized. But There's some that do it right, some that I don't think do it right. Zio is one of the ones that actually does it right. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Zio. I grew up in the 2000s, so the 90s wasn't really the ones I really watched a lot. I still watched them on occasion, but I was more like into like I say Ninja Storm all the way up to like Dino Charge, to say the least. And anything after Dino Charge, I wasn't really it was okay. But anyways, back to Zio. I mean, stronger than before, and I liked how they have introductions, great visuals, really actually gets you hyped up, and this is also an A. It's not something that I think about when I want something to be in the S tier. It's like something that like lives rent free in my mind, that really just like, yes, I'm pumped up, let's go. It was almost there though, just not quite. Now we're gonna get into Turbo, one of the least favorite Power Ranger seasons. It's short, it's simple, doesn't really leave any impression for the show, but cars. Let's show cars. Lots of cars. Turbo. Power Rangers Turbo, go. Nah. I'm gonna put in a D. I wasn't really too fond of Turbo. In Space, the supposed series finale for Power Rangers. So, in Space, I love the countdown portion in the very beginning before the intro and lyrics. It actually fits perfectly within the show because, you know, they're in space, you know, the countdown, and they're in a space ship. I think it actually was really good, so I'm going to put it in A. So next, Lost Galaxy. This one is my very first S tier. I love this theme song. I wasn't necessarily into like Lost Galaxy as a whole series, but for the theme song itself, it was epic. It was awesome. It really gets you hyped up for the season, and it's definitely a better way to use sound effects for the theme without being too distracting. It's like Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Da 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 da. Do do do. Do 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 do. Power Rangers. Sorry, I'm just humming to it, but I love it. It just really is awesome. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. I love it. It's amazing. Alright, so now we're gonna move into the 2000s. We got Lightspeed Rescue. Fun fact, 10 years ago, I actually met the pink Lightspeed Rescue Ranger at a Comic-Con. She was really nice, she was really sweet. So yeah, I met her in person. It was really nice. Lightspeed Rescue, I ended up deciding to put this at C, only because it's kind of, it's meh. It's not like Turbo levels, but like it has nice visuals for the time, along with the siren, but it doesn't really say much about the premise of the show other than that the world is in danger and they need a rescue, hence Lightspeed Rescue. I know it's mostly about demons and like different professions come together to become Power Rangers and defeat the demons from taking over. So it doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't really say a lot for the show or for the premise. But you know, it was okay. Like I said, not Turbo levels, but not really good enough for me to be in the upper section. Time Force. I love the visuals, and I love how they use the theme of time travel for like the lyrics and the overall aesthetic of like these Power Rangers from the future, like 3000, going back in time to 2001 to capture Rancic. I almost forgot the villain's name for a second. Rancic. And yeah, I really love it. I think like it just, I like it. It's like, it's kind of, obviously it's like 2001, but it still feels like very like futuresque. Like it kind of reminds me of like Lost Galaxy a little bit, and like other future ones like RPM a little bit. So this one I'm actually going to put in A. Wild Force Access. Or Wild Access. Is it Wild Access? I think it's Wild Access. I'm not too familiar with Wild Force, but after Wild Force, that's when I start getting really familiar. Until Dino Charge, and then the others I just like, eh. But Wild Force, pretty decent. I like the animal sound effects. I mean, not really something that would stick inside my head or makes me want to immediately watch the show, but I like animals. I think animals are cute. Kind of intrigued about the premise of the show, so I actually ended up putting it in B. It's kind of like in the middle. Like S and A are like yes, B and C are like the middle, and then like D and F are like the bottom. I think it's really cool. So now we get to the seasons that I am super familiar with because, like I said, grew up in the 2000s, and so these next few are the ones that I'm really familiar with, the ones I watched the most. I know everyone has their favorites, but the Disney era and sort of Neo Saban, there's only like one that really stood up to me that I feel like was the best of the Neo Saban, but we'll get to that later. So Ninja Storm. Very similar reasons to Wild Force, but I actually like the Ninja Storm theme song better because I actually felt more intrigued in like the different elements. You got water, air, and earth, and then the Thunder Rangers, and then Cam, the Green Samurai Ranger, and I actually like it. It's actually really cool, and I like how they introduce kind of like the premise of the show in the very beginning with the narrator, where I was like, you know, there's a secret ninja academy, and the scroll said that there would be three uh warriors from the academy students to become Power Rangers. Woo! Power Rangers go Ninja Storm, let's go! So I'm actually gonna put it in B, but it's gonna be like right in front of Wild Force. Power Rangers roar! Dino Thunder! Oh my gosh, I love Dino Thunder. Honestly, like, it does a really good job kind of being like the 2000s version of like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, they even got Jason David Frank, may he rest in peace, back as Tommy. I mean, this season was awesome, and so is the theme song. It really does do a good job utilizing that rock and roll aspect and like the visuals. Plus, I love the little dinosaur at the end, the theme song. And I actually used to be afraid of Mesogog. He used to scare me as a kid, because I'm like, I know it's like prosthetics and stuff, but like he terrified me as a kid. I'm gonna put Dino Thunder in A. I just gotta figure out what the order is here. But yeah, the rock and roll aesthetic, the dinosaur roar at the end. I love the visuals. It's so awesome. Especially before they introduced like Trent and Dr. O as Power Rangers, they had the other three Rangers using like their Dino Gem powers, like speed and what's Ethan's power? Every time someone tries to hurt him, he's able to like deflect it somehow with like scales. And then like I love Kira's. Kira's is my favorite. She screams pterodactyl. Rawr, rawr. So, yep, there's that. Okay. SPD. Space Patrol Delta. My favorite Power Rangers season of all time. I am super biased with this series. Is it perfect? No. There are some things I wish they could have done a little bit differently. And happy 20th anniversary to SPD, which takes place in 2025. And, you know, you do the math. What's funnier than 24? That's my age. But anyways, oh, SPD. This is where it kind of gets hard to not let my bias be my factor. I love SPD. I just finished watching the entire series, the entire season on YouTube. Oh, I gotta stay focused though, but I love SPD. Honestly, SPD is one of those examples like Lost Galaxy where this is how you do a theme song. This is how you introduce a show. SPD Emergency, and it starts with the rock and roll and like the instrumental and the drums, and it's very kick-ass and gets me super hyped. And I feel like this is how, honestly, what Lightspeed Rescue should have done. But oh my gosh. And also, fun fact, I have a lot of fun facts here. For TikTok, I actually sang the SPD theme song. It's not perfect, but I wanted to do it anyway. And I think my thumbnail, hopefully, if it actually works, is me dressed up as the cat SPD Ranger. So, I know I said I wouldn't let bias get in the way, but I'm sorry. SPD is my favorite. It's my favorite season. It's my favorite theme song. It gets me super hyped. I love every single minute of it. And it lives rent free in my mind, and this is a perfect example on how you do a theme song. Sound effects, 10 out of 10. Visuals, 10 out of 10. Introductions of the characters, 10 out of 10. The music, 10 out of 10. Everything about the theme song is 10 out of 10. I'm going to move on before I start talking about why I love SPD. Alright, Mystic Force. This is actually used to be my second favorite season, because I love anything like fantasy, mythical type. I love the beginning part, when it kind of has like that mythical type sound and instrumental. I love that. When I start the theme song with the lyrics, it's a bit hit and miss. Some people like the rapping, other people don't like the rapping. For this one, I don't mind. It's tolerable. Do I think it kind of goes with the mythical fantasy aspect? Not really, but for what it's worth, I think it's actually pretty solid. So I'm gonna put it in B. Let's see, of the ones I have here, I'm gonna put Mystic Force right there. Operation Overdrive is the next Power Ranger season with the theme. I know not a lot of people, including myself, are fond of this season, especially with Once a Ranger, or no, was it Once a Ranger? I know I'm confusing with the recent Mighty Morphin Return, but yeah, that anniversary was kind of. But anyways, Operation Overdrive. I decided to put it in C because very similar with Mystic Force, it has rapping, and it was kind of just meant to me. I wasn't really too fond of it. I like the instrumental parts and the like brass and the instrumentals, and the visual wise, it reminds me of like Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, which obviously that's what they're trying to go for. I mean, at least they explain what the series is about. So you know what? I'm actually gonna put it above Lightspeed Rescue. I know that's a little bit controversial, but at least they actually kind of explain what the season's about. So yeah, Jungle Fury. No, this is the season where they're morphers with sunglasses. Oh god. Okay. I actually think Jungle Fury is very underrated. I love the series as a whole. Theme song's kind of meh. I do like the beginning part where it has like the Amazon rainforest jungle beat vibes. I just don't think it really meshes well with the theme with like the rock and roll and stuff. So I decided to put it in with C. Now, do I think it's better than Operation Overdrive? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Plus, again, animals. I like animals. Power Rangers RPM. Get in gear. So I actually liked the beginning with Dr. K explaining the premise of the series or the show. Uh, Although the RPM parts where they keep repeating the series name, it kind of got a little annoying to me. But I like the instrumental parts. So I say it's overall pretty solid. I'm gonna. Do I want to put it above Mystic Force? Because it's definitely gonna be in B. I honestly think that RPM definitely did the premise kind of narration part a little bit more better because it's kind of high stakes and serious, which is what the series was about. It was basically like the Terminator of Power Rangers. It's probably arguably the darkest season of Power Rangers. Do I think it's better than Mystic Force? I'm just gonna put it right in the middle between Mystic Force and Ninja Storm because I have a soft spot for Mystic Force. Okay, now we get into the Neo Saban era. So, I actually met the Red Samurai Ranger at the same convention that I met the Pink Lightspeed Rescue Ranger. So, I actually think Samurai was pretty solid. Wasn't the best, but not a bad introduction to the new era. However, the theme song is an F. Why? Same reason with Alien Rangers. They are very lazy with the theme song. It's just basically Mighty Morphin, but Samurai Forever. Plus, I don't like how they say their names out loud. It's like, Jaden, Mia, Mike, Kevin, Emily, Antonio. Like, I was like, okay, I can see your guys' names. You guys don't have to tell me who you guys are. It kind of got very annoying. I was like, okay, yeah. Okay. That's nice. And like I said, just basically is lazy. The theme song is super lazy. Just Mighty Morphin, but yeah. However, I do think Samurai Forever definitely rolls off the tongue better than Alien Rangers, so there's that. Alright, everyone's least favorite Power Ranger season, Megaforce and Super Megaforce. I forgot to mention Samurai, Super Samurai, yeah, they're both F. But Megaforce and Super Megaforce, everyone's least favorite season, it's also an F. Megaforce all together, something like that. And again, they say their names: Troy, Gia, Emma, Noah. Shoot, what's the Black Ranger name? I totally forgot his name. Yeah, I forgot. That's sad. Even when you forget, they tell you they tell you your names, and then you forget everyone else's names after, even though they tell you your names. That's actually sad. That's not a good sign if you don't remember any of their names. Yep, same reason with Samurai, Super Samurai, Alien Ranger. It's just, you're basically just using Mighty Morphin and then just putting in something else and just going through the motions. Just, here you go, Megaforce. Go, go, Power Rangers. Do, 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 blah, 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 blah. Plus, I didn't really like the grunting noises that they were doing either as sound effects. It was weird, and it kind of got annoying. Alright. My personal favorite from this era, Dino Charge, Super Dino Charge. Honestly, I think this is the best of this era of Power Rangers. And similar reasons to Zeo, better way to use the OG theme song, but to make it their own. Although the pauses when they're like smiling at the camera, it's a bit of a hit and miss, and it's okay. And then for me, the ending of the theme song was kind of anticlimactic. It's like Power Rangers Dino Charge or Power Rangers Super Dino Charge. I was like, oh, it just like kind of was a little bit of a letdown. But I'm gonna put it right between RPM and Ninja Storm. Because I honestly think this was one of the better theme songs, especially in the newer era. Wow, it's actually been it's been 10 years since Dino Charge came out. Oh, well, Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel. Similar reasons with Dino Charge, but I wasn't really too impressed with it. So it's kind of gonna be right here in the C area. I like the instrumental parts of it, but it didn't really leave a lasting impression. I was like, okay, they become ninjas again. Woo! And they kind of use like the Go-Go Power Rangers theme, but they make it their own, so at least they're trying to be somewhat different and not just be the instrumental of Mighty Morphin, but just saying the name of the series. So, yeah. Beast Morphers. Honestly, similar reasons with Turbo. Too short. Way too short. It's very digital and tech savvy. I'm assuming they use a lot of like tech stuff in the series. I've never really watched that in a single episode. So I guess that kind of makes sense why it's like digital type sounds and stuff like that. So it didn't really give me much of what the show was about other than that I guess they have animals and it's a digital world, kind of. That's kind of what I got from it, and it was too short. So, yeah. Alright. Dino Fury. F. Because it's just basically the Beast Morphers theme, but it's with dinosaurs. And I don't really like the technical digital sound effects because I don't know, it just seemed very out of place for me for something being about like something in the past. I mean, I know they're trying to like modernize it, but at least with like Dino Charge, even though I felt, there it was in B, but I felt like they were able to incorporate kind of like that prehistoric type aspect but make it more modern. I feel like Dino Fury makes it too modernized. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but yeah, I wasn't into it. So, last but not least, the supposed final Power Ranger season until we get another one sometime in the future. Cosmic Fury. Slightly better than Dino Fury because the technology stuff makes more sense because in the future, space, stuff like that, but still very lazy. So you're gonna be in D, unfortunately. That rhymed. But I think, let's see. Is there anything I want to change? Okay, Dino Thunder. I'm gonna move Dino Thunder up. You know what? I'm gonna be generous. Mighty Morphin, you can be an S tier. You're welcome for the Mighty Morphin fans out there. I mean, obviously it's iconic, everyone knows it. Still, after 30 plus years, still pretty kick-ass, so yeah, you're gonna be an S tier. No, I'm gonna keep. I think I like Mystic Force just a little bit better. I'm more of that fantasy type. I like Dino Charge, but that ending was very anticlimactic, so I think I'm gonna leave it right it is. RPM, I think I'll leave it right there. Yeah, that's fine. Do I like Jungle Fury better than Wild Force? Or the other way? No, I think it's fine. Yeah, keep that there. Yes. Yeah, this is like, we're just like, ugh. Honestly, I feel like for the F tier, Samurai was the best of the worst. I'll just slightly move it over for Dino Fury. Megaforce left with a bad taste in my mouth. And Alien Rangers, I'm not too familiar with it, but the theme song is horrible. Yep, I think that's good. So, that's my tier list here, finalized. Let me know what your guys' favorite Power Ranger theme song is. And thank you for watching. You can follow me on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Like and subscribe to this channel, and hope to see you guys in the future. Bye!